Hi, guys. Welcome to the Big Plan Podcast.
Hello. Welcome to the Big Plan Podcast. Currently sitting today in Buffalo Grove, Illinois. About, I would say, less than a mile, maybe a mile from where you lived growing up for a good chunk of your childhood and a good chunk of our dating life together.
So we're going to start going back to what our roots were for our podcast, because that seems to be where what people loved is just the story of our family. So I thought it'd be fun if we kind of went back to the beginning again, like we did about 300 and something episodes ago, but go back to the beginning for like how we started, because our story is kind of different. Obviously, we're an anomaly.
We are.
We started dating in 8th grade because you fell in love with me.
I did. We met in 7th grade.
We did.
So we met in 7th grade. And
when you looked at me in 7th grade, you thought I was like spectacular, right?
I did not.
Yeah.
I did not think you were spectacular. I'm sure you were super nice and sweet, but I don't recall very much about us really interacting all that much in 7th grade, but certainly towards the end of 7th grade, I think we started to a little bit.
Because you were the popular kid.
I was definitely in the A crowd.
You were in the
there
A crowd?
There was the A crowd, the B crowd, and then there was everyone else.
Totally.
And I was in the A crowd.
We were like an 80s movie.
We were. So there were about 6 or 7 of us guys that were in the A crowd, the big famous A crowd. We met in 7th grade when you moved into the district from Wheeling, one district over, into Buffalo Grove. And then 8th grade.
Describe me. How did I look in 7th grade?
Well, I described how you looked in our wedding speech.
You
in my
did.
Wedding speech to you as I don't know if I use this verbatim, but like kind of like a wet drowning poodle with like crazy frizzy hair and big Sally Jesse Raphael glasses that could have used like windshield wipers like my grandma used to wear as she got older. So those big old like colorful glasses. You definitely had like this frizzy, curly-esque.
I look like a wet drowned poodle.
A little bit of a wet drowned poodle.
Yep.
Yeah, drowning poodle.
Drowning poodle.
Yeah.
Poodle, so like I was still going.
Yeah.
Got it. Yep.
So we met in 7th grade, and then we.
And what did you look like?
I was a chubby little guy with a mullet, but I was cool. I had Bermuda shorts.
You did have Bermuda shorts.
I was a skateboarder.
And you still have Bermuda shorts.
I do. I have a lot of different types of shorts, but that could be a different episode.
Totally.
But I was a skateboarder, played basketball, played football, played baseball with my buddies. A lot of biking, a lot of outdoor activities.
And you thought you were the coolest.
Well, I was in the A crowd. So us in the A crowd were very, very cool.
Yep, absolutely.
So like I said, there were like 6 or 7 of us. And
what were the groups actually back in the day?
What do you mean?
Like, how are we, there was the popular group, there was the jocks, right? But like, you guys were kind of jocks.
No, we were jocks.
Yeah.
This is junior high. So,
I know, right, exactly.
Yeah, so like the cool crowd was the group of guys that were, were into girls, into sports, just kind of out there and just like.
The troublemakers.
The troublemakers,
yep.
Yeah, we were definitely. Yeah, but within our group, there were like a few of us that were like maybe a little bit more, rambunctious than the others. But yeah, generally speaking. And then in 8th grade, we started hanging out more and more. And then.
How did we do that? Do you remember?
On the bus, you're talking?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we were on a school bus going to and from a bar mitzvah, and then. We were like kind of, I don't know, like flirting and we didn't kiss, we didn't make out or anything like that. But we were like flirting and we were by a bonfire, I remember. It was like around Halloween. It was fall, if I'm not mistaken. Because we went to like a pumpkin patch or something with a hayride. And I had a crush on Mara Radzin at the time.
Yep.
Mara was like who's one of
my closest friends.
One of my friends.
I'm going out with her in 2 days, actually.
Yeah, so
we'll discuss this.
Yeah, so Mara, yes, definitely had and Mara knows that I had a crush on her too.
Mara knows everyone had a crush on her.
Mara had and so and then we just kind of started hanging out after that bus ride. Arnie Franks' infamous bus ride from his bar mitzvah. Yeah, and that's what happened there. And then you fast forward to graduation of 8th grade, and that is when I fell for you. 2 times in life. Well, I still fall for you all the time, but 2 times looking back, way back when I really fell for you. 8th grade graduation, the party that was at the school.
Yep.
Like the dance or a party.
It was a graduation party.
It was a graduation party where you wore that white dress.
Yeah.
And that was like your coming out party, and everyone was like, whoa, who is this girl?
Because my hair was no longer like a drowning rat or poodle.
I said poodle.
Same thing.
And so I fell for you right then and there, for sure.
Yep.
And then fast forward 2 years later, like a year and a half later, at a little apartment party our sophomore year of high school, the start of sophomore year of high school.
He literally chased me. You chased me.
I did.
I know, like you chased me hard, and I let you chase me. I loved it. I loved that bad boy image that you had, and I love that you were a troublemaker.
The bad boy image progressed way more.
I know, it's because I was keeping you at bay, and then you almost became like more bad boy-esque. Actually, I think because you were so troubled by it.
I was super troubled by chasing you. Yeah, so I fell for you in 8th grade, and then I fell for you again, and then we dated, goofed around that summer going into freshman year of high school.
Yes.
And then your dad caught me on top of you in your bedroom.
Yep.
And we were only wrestling, not doing anything.
You were going through my panty drawer.
I was going through your panty drawer.
Josh really loves thongs. You really love some thongs.
G-strings, primarily.
Yeah, oh, right.
But
less is best.
Yeah, less is best. So then we basically split up after that.
Yeah, so you were.
And
I love that you were caught on top of me. You literally ran for miles.
Ran right out of your house. And then we didn't talk then, really all of freshman year of high school. So you had like your own crowd and your own group of friends, and you went the bad boy, bad girl route freshman year of high school, and you fell into a really cool crowd for yourself that you had a great time with. Had a boyfriend, had that whole thing. And I kind of just went off into like this weird little moment. I didn't really have a spot, which was kind of weird freshman year of high school. I had a bunch of friends, but I was kind of like a drifter a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
Like just across different groups.
Absolutely.
Whereas you had like a full blown group of, guy and girlfriends that you had created like right away. So that went all the way through freshman year of high school, where we didn't interact at all. I don't think. I mean, we did. We were friends. But we didn't talk. But we didn't spend much time our friend groups. Yeah, exactly. It went from a really close relationship and friendship and a little bit more than a friendship to literally overnight we were done talking. I know. For a while, and then sophomore year of high school kicks off. And when did you throw my kids in the water? I don't remember doing that. Oh my God! So here's what happened. I don't remember doing that. You and Michael Feldman at the time were both. It had to be high school then. You and Michael Feldman. No, maybe it was 8th grade. Were both You both were chasing after me, which was so cute. Yeah. And there was a thing where I think you thought it was a funny idea. I had bought a new pair of Keds, which was so 80s, by the way. Yeah. And you were kind of the jokester, and you're I'm going to take these Keds and throw them into not the old Farm Village, the Inverary Pond. I don't remember that. And I was so fucking pissed at you. I was really? Yes. I definitely, no joke, I have no recollection. Yep, that's exactly what happened. I don't remember that at all. Yeah, I don't remember that. And then sophomore year, I don't remember that at all. Sophomore year. You owe me a pair of Keds. Babe, I think we're way past what I owe you. Are you fucking kidding me? Please. Yeah, sure. I'll buy you a pair of Keds. Thank you. No problem. Yeah. I'll fucking autograph them is what I'll do. Will you do that? Of course. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I owe you a pair of Keds. And about mitzvah. Yeah. I don't. Sure. Yeah. Mark that. Mark me down for that too. But then sophomore year kicks off, and then I would say it was around Halloween time again, where we kind of reconnected at a party. Girl's name, woman's name now, Delete Morris was her maiden name. lived in an apartment in Windbrook, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Which
Now
is
Emily.
called something else.
Emily. Yep.
And I remember walking up like the stairs or whatever, and it was like a high school party, and there was some drinking going on and whatever, and we were hanging out, and I ran back into you there, and I just like fell for you again. I don't even remember how or what or when like it happened there, but I just remember seeing you, and like that was that. And then from that moment forward, I started chasing you all over again.
You did.
Yes, I started chasing you, started trying to get back with you in terms of like being friends and like into your life and everything. And you really wanted no part of it because you were like still doing your thing with your friends, like your friend group that you'd had. You were then dating a guy who was a senior in high school on the football team, and all of that kind of stuff. And so like you had your own thing going on. And I was like just absolutely 1000% obsessed with making sure that I somehow, some way, like got you back, like just obsessed with it, like to the point where it was like it just was like a total mind fuck. So I started hanging out, and I would be drinking beers on the train tracks, and then I would try and find you later at night. That was like when we would be out and there were like no pagers or so. I mean, maybe we had pagers, but like no cell phones, and our parents like there was like a ton
no accessibility.
Yeah, there was like a ton of freedom that we all had, and like
we were on train tracks.
Yeah, and you had curfews and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or, you know, most of us did and stuff like that. But it was way wide open in terms of what we can do. So I just chased you. I was like, I would make a fool of myself in so many different ways, and then finally, you broke down. Our friendship, like, definitely reconnected.
Yeah, we were like best friends.
We became really close friends. Is what we did.
You know what the turning point was, though? I don't know if you remember, but the turning point was I thought I was pregnant with baby, even though technically we really didn't even fully have sex. But like I thought I was pregnant, and I remember I went to you as like my best friend, and that was kind of like part of that during that time when like all this was going on into the party and stuff like that, and that was the changing, and that's where I like felt like you were truly my best friend all over again. And then
I don't recall that either, so I've also blocked that.
What are we doing? Blocking shit out?
Well, yeah, like that. Like I don't recall that.
Yeah. That's when we became.
I mean, I came to you, when I thought like I impregnated like three, like three teachers that were like after me at Stevenson.
That's true. You were. It's very Mrs. Robinson.
They captured me in the hallway and they threw me into the closet. And,
oh, I remember that.
Yeah, but
that's assault.
I was an active participant.
Oh, well, right, exactly.
I came to you and I was like, oh my God, what just happened? And then all of a sudden we were like best friends again. But yeah, is that what happened?
Yes, that's what happened.
That's what happened. Yeah, I don't remember that like exactly, but you do. So, yeah, and then we just started. So that was probably in the fall, and then by, I guess, I know our dating date is March 23rd.
March 23rd.
Sometimes you remember, sometimes you don't.
I always remember.
Yeah.
I always remember.
Don't get tippy that you don't remember sometimes. That's fine. It's cool. I understand, but so maybe that was like 6 months then?
Yeah.
Or give or take 5-6 months where I was like all over trying to get back together with you. And then finally we were a thing. And so like we started dating.
You were so nervous with me though.
So nervous with you.
I know.
Totally nervous.
I don't know why. You were such a stud with everybody. Like you had so much confidence. I don't know why you were so nervous with me. It was really cute.
Because you captured my heart.
It was really, really cute.
So,
but it was actually funny because you really that wasn't your personality at all. You were really full of yourself. So like
it's
it was
still not my personality. Except when I'm around you, I become very, very tame. I always have. I become very tame around you versus what I have done in the past and do sometimes. But
you were so nervous to like kiss me. You were so nervous to do anything with me, and you were like.
I've always been very, very, very. I've tried to be very respectful of you, and I've always tried to be. Not that I'm not respectful of other people, of course, as well, but I've always tried to be extra respectful of you, and and you scare me. So you've always just had this like, what's the word I'm looking for? This spell. You've casted this spell over me, still to this day that you have over me, which is great. I love it. I also hate it but I do love it. But you do have this spell over me, right? Like, will sometimes just like be looking at you, and like just because I love looking at you. So, but yeah, we started dating in March of sophomore year of high school, and then that was it at that point going forward. So we stayed together, and we haven't split up ever since.
Your bedroom was in the basement. We used to go fool around in your futon.
No, my bedroom.
Oh, it was in the water bed.
In a water bed.
Yes.
Upstairs, I had a water bed, which you and I recently talked about possibly maybe being interested in getting a water bed again.
I know we should do that again.
Because like those have like I don't even know where you get them, but we can probably look into it.
Those are good memories.
Because we are going to look into getting a new bed for Nashville, so maybe we'll look at a water bed. But yeah, so we've been together ever since. But yeah, we had a lot of great times. But there was definitely which you liked apparently, and I hated. But there was that 6-month period of time where I just chased you and chased you and chased you, and I would write you these sappy, crazy love letters and notes
letters
and all these different types of things.
I have all those letters.
I know you do.
I know I saved all those letters because they were so sweet, like all of them. Even though like some of them were like, whoa, this is like sex.
Yeah.
But like they were hot. I liked them.
Well, thank
I liked
you.
the attention. I liked you chasing me.
I did chase you.
So it was fun.
I got busted from you when I plagiarized a Hallmark card.
You did.
Wait, I plagiarized a Hallmark card, and I also plagiarized a Penthouse Forum, like little snippet from Penthouse Forum.
Nothing says romantic like Penthouse Forum.
My dad used to have. My dad used to have. You know, you're a kid, and you like always like you would snoop through your parents' stuff a little bit, like.
Yep.
And back in the day, for sure, it was like just different because like your parents were like kind of. I'm talking generally speaking. They're kind of around. They're around, like but they were working, and it was just a different time. So my dad in his closet, up on top of his closet, which when you can grab up there, you can reach up there at that point. You're tall enough. I was tall enough. He had a shoebox, and then underneath the shoebox were like club magazines, Penthouse, Playboys, all these dirty mags. And then Penthouse Forum, and then Penthouse Forum was like the little mini version, and it was like more about like erotic stories. And so I plagiarized a couple of those stories and wrote them to you. I just swapped out like characters and stuff, and then I plagiarized at least one, probably 10 different.
I remember I was in the hall. I was at Jewel Osco. I was at.
No, you busted me.
Yeah.
You busted me at lunch.
Right,
in Stevenson.
Right, because I went to Jewel Osco. I was in the card section because at the time people bought cards, and I went to go pick up a love card, and literally I opened it up, and I'm like, why do these words look so familiar?
Yeah. Well, there's another funny story about that is that I was working at that Jewel at the time.
Yeah.
And so I would steal from Jewel like chocolate boxes, like I love you balloons.
I know. How did I pick up the one card that you plagiarized?
Cards, like I would always like sneak things out that I would then give to you as presents. But then the cards. So I plagiarized something, and I remember you had busted me, and I'll never forget it. You busted me, and you fucking snapped on me at lunch in front of like a whole bunch of our friends. And I was like, holy shit! Like,
I was also a little spitfire.
You were definitely hell on wheels for sure. Yeah, you were really hardcore, like short fuse. You still have a short fuse, but it's much different today. But you have a short fuse. But yeah, back in the day, you had a really short fuse. But
well, part of it also is because you are an incredible writer. Like honestly, from the first day I met you, like a real. Well, I'm assuming they're all yours, but like you're an incredible writer.
I'm a really strong writer.
And so I was like, what the fuck?
So it seemed like it. But yeah, probably if we read them today, and like we were like, okay, you were 16 years old and you wrote this, we would have been like, you're fucking kidding me.
Totally, yeah.
But it was Penthouse Forum, and then some Hallmark cards that I would like swap out certain words or poems or like whatever.
If you swap something out, that's technically your own work.
I guess so. Well, then you shouldn't have been pissed off.
Right. No, the Hallmark card was verbatim.
You don't know about that. I may have swapped things out.
No.
So in any event, we dated through high school.
We dated.
We shared a locker, and we
did.
basically became junior and senior year of high school.
You asked me to marry you at like 15.
very early on.
Like, yes, you did.
I did.
You did. You
I
got
did.
me like a
little
promise
ring.
You got me a promise ring, and you were like, "We are going to get married," and you were going to marry me. And
I fell in love with you very, very early on, and I have never wavered from that. Just so you know. So
I know that's how I felt too. After I gave you a little bit of time.
Yeah, but I mean,
I think I always loved you. I definitely always loved you. I just I was also super nervous because you were my true core best friend, and I was petrified of those things don't end well. You're like, oh, I just want to be friends, and then that never really works.
I don't think you were thinking too deeply about that at that time.
Yes, I totally was thinking that deeply.
I don't think so, but maybe so. That's been your story all these years.
I don't think that's the real story.
I don't think at 16 years old you were thinking about that. Oh my God, he's my best friend.
In the world, that's all we had. That was the world we were living in. So yeah, if I was going to lose my best friend, I didn't want to lose my best friend. That was the only world we were in.
That's it. That sounds like you were thinking very deeply at that time.
I was a very smart individual.
You've always been smart, but I don't necessarily know. I'm just eyeballing the dogs. We almost lost one of our dogs yesterday. Now she's bounced back, and I think she has...
That's like a little sidebar.
Yeah, I think she has 30 lives. I'm just watching them.
She does
chase, 30 lives. Chase dogs when we thought we were going to put her down yesterday. So it's been quite a 24-hour little cycle or so, or 30 hours, or whatever that is now. But we're here.
Actually, why I partially want to do this, because not too long ago, just last week, you found one of the first gifts you ever got me, and you put it next to our bed.
It may have been a stolen item from Jewel, but I did give it to you.
But actually, it was the one.
I don't know if it actually was or not, but yes, I did find it. Yes,
because I've kept it since we were you got that for me? I think we were 15, honestly, or 16,
15,
at
16,
least.
17.
I don't even think it was 17.
15,
I think it was 15 or 16.
Yeah.
And it's the sweetest thing, and it's all it looks so old
you
right
haven't
now.
been upstairs yet, have you?
No, I did. I saw it next to our bed. It's so sweet because it's a box. And it's a teeny little box, and it just was fully wrapped with a bow. And then it said this box is full of love. Never open this box. Mm-hmm. It's always full of love. And so there was a few things that when you had bought me for a long time, I kept the chocolate lips that you had gotten me.
And you also have a red little heart.
And I have a red heart.
A little wind up heart.
Yes, that I kept.
I don't know where that is.
That's somewhere. But the red lips melted at some point because they'd been so many places. But there was a few things that I was they were so special to me that I had to keep forever. And then you just texted me last week, and you're you're not going to believe I found the little box.
I was up here. You were in Nashville. I was up here, and I was cleaning out a bunch of stuff and putting it back in places because we haven't spent the time to do that after we had redone the house. And I came across it, and I was like, oh my God. So I took it out. I found it in one of the drawers, and I put it on your nightstand, took a little picture and sent it to you. But yeah, so fell in love with you. You've casted a spell over me. We have stayed together through thick and thin, and a bunch of ups and downs both ways, and together, and it's always made us stronger. We've always come out stronger on top. But yeah, we stayed together through college. We stayed together,
even though we went to different colleges.
It's been great. And now we're going to be married. 27 years and about 6 weeks from now.
It's our golden anniversary.
There's our golden anniversary. We'll be married 27 years on September 27th, which is wild. And we're celebrating that along with our 2 50th birthdays this year with hopefully a big European trip that we're supposed to be taking soon. I think we're still going.
Yeah.
It's kind of minute by minute, hour by hour at this moment.
Second.
But we are planning on doing that in short order. And yeah. So yes. What else?
No.
But yeah. So there's a lot of great stories though.
That we're going to start sharing more and more. We hope you guys continue to come back to our Big Fan podcast, because what we are going to be trying to do as we're rebranding and doing this is we're going back to our roots, and we're going back to our family, and we're going back to what people have interest. And there's so many stories that we have to share over time. We have a lot of fun together. And I think there's a lot of ups and downs and things like that we should go back and be able to talk about. And this was just, again, I wanted to, after you found this box, it's something that I wanted to go back and discuss, because I think that, first of all, it's a sweet story.
Another great thing we can talk about another time, and maybe we have before, but we can do it again. But we had a lot of jobs that we worked in together as well.
We did.
Several. So we have a ton of great memories together growing up, and
a lot of scams.
Yeah, but totally. And they all, though, when you look back on it, like so many of those really great memories came in a like very compressed time frame because it was like from 15 years old, call it, to like
the 90s.
20. It was like from 15 to like 22 years old. It was like a 6 or 7 year period of time, and we did like a lot of stuff together during that period of time with a lot of memories and experiences. And then we got married very young.
Totally. Well, I said like the 90s were busy for us because like in 90 we basically were dating, and then 92 we graduated, and then we that was graduated high school, and then we went to college, and we graduated in college 97.
Should have been 96, but 97.
Right, 97, and then we got engaged in 97, and then
we got married in 97.
I mean, right. I'm sorry.
We got engaged in 95.
We got engaged in 95. Got married in 97.
Yeah. Had a daughter in 99.
Yes. Exactly. Like the 90s were a busy time for us. I mean, there was boy bands and Tara and Josh's marriage.
That's right.
All right, I love you. Thank you guys for joining. We can't wait to talk to you guys again.
Thank you.